Every single day, you see your mom coming home from work. She looks miserable, she looks exhausted, she looks stressed. And you see her working all day. Maybe she's even working 2 jobs. And you see her in this stress state, it working, like slaving away from these companies. And you're thinking, I don't want to live that life. I don't want to live a life of slaving away. Instead of your mom pursuing her passions, painting, riding horses, being the best mother, like she always has wanted to do authentically deep down. Instead of that, she's working for companies. She hates her life, she hates her job, she hates the way she lives, and she wakes up in the morning. Her entire morning is comprised of her getting ready for work. She goes to work, she gets home at 5:30. Maybe she goes to the gym, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she cooks dinner, watches some movies, goes to bed. You see her living this life, and you just can't imagine a life where you're living that same way. If you sat with like a paper and a pen and you really like journaled for a little bit, you thought about what you wanted to do, what you thought you wanted to do, and you really sat and journaled about it and asked, is this desire my true authentic desire, or is this what society wants me to do? Is this what society has pushed onto me to do? If you really sat and journaled about that just for a little bit, you probably would decide, like, it's not what I want to do. I don't want to live like this work masculine lifestyle that sounds so exhausting and stressful. See, men have the capacity for that. It's biologically in our genes to be able to work. I've been working all day today. I'm fine. Like, I'm enjoying it. But for most women, for most girls, that feminine energy is just, it doesn't allow you to. You just get exhausted, you just get stressed, you just need a break, you just need to follow your passion. That's just how it works. And most girls are only masculine because they feel they'll be accepted more by society. They're forced to. You're forced to do well in school. You're forced to work 10, 11, 12 hours a day on school. You're forced, like, you're expected to go into college, get a job, spend your whole life slaving away, and eventually maybe you'll retire at 70 years old, maybe? Does that sound like a good thing to you? If you resonate with this, if you resonate with not wanting to work, not wanting to live this masculine lifestyle, if you resonate with not wanting to be this, like, boss babe, you don't want to be slaving away for these companies, working so much. You don't want that because it sounds so stressful. If you resonate with this, most likely society hasn't quite conditioned you yet. Hasn't quite conditioned you out of your feminine energy yet. And so I'm really glad you found this video. I want you to know something. Your dreams, maybe your dreams of becoming a mother, becoming a wife, just living in love, living passionately. Your dreams, they're not weird, they're not unrealistic. Now, sure, it can be hard to, find that man that can guide you in that way, to be traditional in this modern world of feminism. Maybe it's hard, sure, it is hard, honestly. I will admit that to you. But let me ask you something. Would you rather go through the trials and tribulations of trying to find that man, trying to attract him, trying to live traditionally, for being true to your soul, for being happy? Or would you rather go through these trials and tribulations of being a worker, a slave, getting measly pay because you're expected to? Because that's what society expects of you. Because that's what's kind of normal, and that's what's kind of honestly, I wouldn't even say it's easier because, you gotta go to college for 4 years, work all this time, when you could just try and find that man, try and, like, work so hard on that. That is, like, what you genuinely want to work hard on, is that feminine, like, just that passion for life. Would you rather go through the trials and tribulations for love and being true to your soul? Or would you rather go through the trials and tribulations just for a little bit of money, but you have to work all day, you're stressed, you're anxious, you're depressed, you're exhausted, and you're living falsely to your soul? If you're a masculine girl, a masculine woman, you might feel the need to call me a misogynist. But it truly is our biology, and you can't argue that. It is our true nature for the masculine and the feminine. It is the true nature for the masculine to go out into the workforce, to go do the hunting, while the feminine does the gathering, while the feminine stays at home, dances, plays, cooks. You can fucking call me a misogynist. I don't give a fuck. You can say, oh, but he said the girls cook. But think about it. Would you rather do that? Would you rather be singing and dancing and have a good time, genuinely being happy, having a man that can guide you, direct you, that loves you? Or would you rather, again, like I already said, like, go out into the workforce, work so hard all day like you never wanted to? And truly, it is in our biology. It truly is. And you can argue all day about feminism. You can argue all day. Like, again, I'm talking to the masculine women here. Like, you can argue all day about whatever your arguments are. But truly, it is in our biology. We're genuinely set up in this way. And likely, for the masculine girls out there, you've been conditioned. Now, there are some naturally masculine women, but it's very rare. Right after the Industrial Revolution, when they needed more workers, but only the men would work. As soon as they let women work, it didn't really change that much because the women wanted to work. So they had to bring up feminism. And so, truly, your innate biology is likely... It's likely very feminine. It's likely your passion likely is to live for love. And so many girls are now realizing, so many women and girls are now realizing, like, they don't want to work. There's, like, all of a sudden this, like, new TikTok trend or some shit called, like, being a soft girl. It's like, that's being, like, a traditional, what women always were. Not have, like girls are starting to realize that we're not meant to work. We don't want to work. It's stressful. It's exhausting. We're just not meant to. We're just not built up in that like in that way. We're genuinely, like, not meant to. So many girls are now realizing that, and you'll be seen as weird. You'll be seen as weird for wanting to be a housewife, but all the girls and people that call you weird for wanting to be that, who are they? They're all the unhappy, all the depressed, stressed, anxious, exhausted masculine women. All the people that are conditioned by society, all the unhappy people. And so listen to who you want to be like. If you don't want to be like them, why listen to them? Why listen to their advice when they're depressed, they're unhappy, they're stressed, they're living a life you don't want to live? Why listen to them? Sure, they'll call you weird, but who cares? It's being true to your soul at this point. And you can choose whichever path you want. I'm not telling you you need to be feminine. You need to be a housewife. But what I'm saying is that it's very likely that that's your true biological desire. And I want to make a big disclaimer. Feminine does not have to mean female, and masculine does not have to mean a male. I was very feminine for most of my life. There's honestly too many masculine women and too many feminine men nowadays. Whenever you see that depolarization happening, you always see the world collapsing. You always see shit going wrong, and that's what's happening right now. Whenever you see like the natural biological state of energy, it's society thrives. And you can get mad at me if you're some feminist, but deep down you know it's true. Deep down you know I'm right. You just don't want to admit it. And I know I've been yapping this whole video about how being feminine it honestly is a good thing nowadays. And what is being feminine? It's being emotional. It's not living for a purpose. It's living in love. It's living with a director, not as a director. It's living as the ocean. Like, I like to think of this analogy, which I think will really help you out. I think it's like the feminine is like an ocean, freely flowing, while the masculine is like the ship, directionful, purposeful, analytical. So the feminine, it's just kind of like la-di-da-di-da, like having fun, just freely flowing in life with these emotional waves and everything. And then being masculine is like, it's like directionful, purposeful, like analyzing every single situation. That's like, I mean, I'm masculine. I understand my life. I can't live with not having a direction. I can't live with not working towards my purpose constantly. But for you, that you might not want that. And most likely you don't. And truly, most women are deep down feminine. You just need to bring it out. And so how do you bring it out? Well, basically live life for love. Relax in where love takes you. There's a couple books that I would recommend to you. The first one, they're both by the same author, by David Deida. The first one is The Way of the Superior Man. That'll make you understand masculinity a lot more. You can understand femininity a lot through there as well, but it's like mainly a book for masculine men who want to understand feminine women. But you can understand like masculine men a little bit more and understand like feminine and masculine energy in there as well. But also there's this one called Intimate Communion, which is supposed to like make you understand both and how they work together in a relationship. So go read those two books. And I'm not a girl. I can't give you a lot of advice on being a girl, on like makeup and all this like girl shit, right? I can't give you a lot of advice on being a girl. But I know what it's like being a teenager. I know what it's like being your age. Maybe you're a young girl watching this, 12 to 16 years old maybe. Maybe older, maybe. But that's who I'm really trying to speak to here. And truly, I know what it's like to be I know what it's like experiencing like these teenagers' problems, all these like school and parents, family, other people, there's like gossip, and then there's like mental health and issues and shit. And I know what it's like being a teenager. I know what all the struggles are like. And so that's what I speak about on my channel. And if you want to hear about that, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I hope you have a lovely day. Peace out.